Google is changing the way search works. Publishers, businesses, SEOs are not ready for this change. And change is happening, and it's massive. This isn't just a Google algorithm update. It changes everything about how searchers get answers and how they actually get to websites, if at all. Search as we knew it is going away right before our eyes. SEO will change and the old strategies will change with it. Google's AI mode is live, clicks are vanishing, data is disappearing, and Google's really not talking about it. Why? Because the future of search is no longer about your website. It's about people searching more on Google search. So what do? When Google stops sending you traffic, you adapt or you disappear. In this video, I'll talk about why AI mode is the future of Google search. Why is Google changing to AI mode? Do I blame Google for doing this? And what this means for the future of SEO. So stay tuned and subscribe to get more of these videos. You're not going to want to miss this. So why is AI mode the future of Google search? As you heard in the keynote at Google I/O this week, Sundar Pichai and Liz Reed is the head of Google search. She outright said that this is the future of Google search.
This is the future of Google search, a search that goes beyond information to intelligence.
All signs are pointing to this. All signs are pointing to AI mode becoming the future of Google search. AI mode is now fully live in the US. AI overviews are rolling out to more and more countries, over 200 countries, 40 plus languages. And AI overviews are pushing people directly into the new AI mode. Plus, if you noticed, the new AI mode tab under the search bar is the first tab, even precedes the All tab in front of all the other tabs, video, news, and so forth. AI mode is always going to be there. And it's right before the All tab and all the other tabs. So with all that, it does make sense to say, hey, AI mode is the future of Google search. So why is Google changing? Why is Google putting this all towards AI mode? If you speak to Google, it's all about the searcher. Some would say Wall Street, but Google says it's all about the searcher. People want answers all in one place without having to go elsewhere. We actually saw steps of this over the past decade or so with Google search. We saw it with feature snippets almost 2 decades ago. Then obviously AI overviews, with a lot of things that Google's been doing over the years to get the answer directly in the searcher's pocket with a single query right in front of them. Remember a few years ago when everybody's saying, oh, TikTok's the future of search, and everybody's going to TikTok instead of Google? That scared Google. Lots of articles came out around that. And then more recently when ChatGPT launched under OpenAI, it really, really scared Google. Plus one stat Google constantly touts around AI overviews and AI mode is that younger searchers love it. And the truth is, younger searchers don't want to spend the time clicking over to websites and reading those websites. They just want to be spoon-fed the results. And I don't blame them. You only have so much time in the day. You're very busy. Everybody's busier than ever. And you want to get the results as fast as possible in one place, all in a little bow for you. So hence, Google gave us this AI mode and AI overviews. And that's Google's answer to solving the TikTok, the ChatGPT, and the other problems around how younger searchers want to get access to data and information. Do I blame Google? A lot of people in the industry are really, really upset with Google. They want Google to fix things. They want Google to put things back. They want more traffic to their websites, not less. And Google keeps saying we're sending a more diverse set of traffic and searchers are happier, but they're not addressing the problem of getting less traffic. And honestly, do I blame Google? I'm not sure. Google will always be about satisfying their searcher because without a happy searcher, they're not going to come back and do more searches. And for Google to make money, they need searches and they need ads on their search results pages. I remember when Google first launched feature snippets almost 2 decades ago. And I asked the head of Google search back then, Amit Singhal, about feature snippets sending not that much traffic to Google. Back then, the interface was a little bit different and the clicks weren't that great. And when he responded to that question to me, I remember, it seemed like his face was a little bit like, Barry, what's wrong with you? He said it's about the searcher. We care about the searcher and the searcher expects the answer as fast as possible to their query. And it's all about the searcher. And I step back a second, I'm like, back then, I didn't even think about that. Like Google wants to satisfy the searcher as fast as possible. And if that comes at the sacrifice as the publisher of you, it seems like Google's going to be doing that. And Google's been doing that for the past couple of decades. We just really haven't been noticing. Or have we? So Google really want to satisfy the searcher so they don't go ahead and go off to TikTok, ChatGPT, or some other search engine. And of course, the 10% query growth that Sundar Pichai showed off on stage at Google I/O, that AI overviews lead to searchers searching 10% more, that really does satisfy Wall Street, not just searchers. Wall Street's really happy with that number. Google says it makes searchers happier because searching more on Google and coming back to Google is a sign that Google uses that says their searchers are happier. But of course, it also makes their stock price happy. And with Sundar Pichai and the earnings report saying clicks on search ads are baseline with AI overviews on the page to when they are not on the page.
Do you have a point of view on ad revenue per AI query?
We already with AI overviews, we are at the baseline of, it's the same as without AI overviews. And so we've reached that stage.
That means Google's making as much money with search ads with AI overviews on the page and then without. That also makes Wall Street very happy. And of course, Google's revenues super happy. With all that, it seems like AI mode's here. Not sure we can necessarily blame Google for this, but AI mode is the future. So what does this mean for the future of SEO? If AI mode's the future of search, what does this mean for the future of SEO? I break it down right now, it's early on, to clicks, tracking those clicks, branding, and then agents. When it comes to clicks, all the click-through rate studies that I've seen, they all show that clicks to websites when there are AI overviews on the page are significantly less than when there are not AI overviews on the page. Cloudflare's CEO even said there's a rise of zero-click searches, and it's going to be much harder to be a content creator going forward. I think the number was it used to be from every 1 or 2 crawls, you get a click. Now it's sometimes 13 plus crawls on your website generates a click. It's staggering. And not only that, but Google says these clicks are better. They lead to a more diverse set of websites, and people stay on those websites longer. And when Google said people stay on those sites longer, I'm tracking clicks. You can't track clicks. You're tracking clicks. People are staying on those websites longer. You know that. So tell us the data. Tell us if Google's actually sending more clicks or less clicks or fewer clicks. They're just sending us a more diverse set of happier clicks where people are more engaged and staying on those websites. So give us that data. But Google has refused to do so. They will not give us data saying there's more clicks or less clicks or the same baseline clicks like they do with ads. They refuse to show the data in Search Console broken out. By the way, Bing also doesn't show data broken out by AI answers, just like Google doesn't. And they refuse to give us the data in aggregate, in general, just saying what the data shows overall. Not for my site, but in general. Outside of saying that AI overviews and AI mode give us a more diverse set of links to more publishers. Google even had this bug that they called where they added a no refer element to links in AI mode, making the tracking impossible. That bug's now being fixed. The wild thing is advertisers, now they're putting ads in AI overviews and ads in AI mode. Advertisers can't even see and break out that data by impression or clicks for AI overviews versus non-AI overviews to see if the click's coming from the AI overview ad or the AI mode ad. They don't even know. They can't even control to say, I don't want my ads to show in AI mode. I don't want my ads to show in AI overviews. They don't have an option right now for that. I do think that will change, but right now there's no way to see the data for advertisers, search ads, and there's no way to actually control that, despite Google touting control and transparency dozens of times in their keynote on Marketing Live. So what do? Brand mentions. Everybody's talking about branding. Make sure your brand gets into the actual AI overview answer. Make sure you become the Kleenex of tissues. Make sure you become the brand of whatever it might be so that when you search for something in AI overviews or in AI modes come up, that your brand, your name comes up in there. How do you do that? It's not a short-term thing. It's something that you need to work on for years. Heck, even Google was complaining. Right now, Google's the brand. When you think about search, you think Google it. But Sundar Pichai, the Google CEO, who was like, we need to become the brand. Google needs to become the brand for AI. And right now, they're worried about ChatGPT, OpenAI, being that brand. You don't think of Google, you don't think of AI. When you think of AI and AI search, you think of ChatGPT. Google wants to be that brand. So it's even a hard thing for Google. So yeah, branding is very important, and that's a long-term game. And you want to make sure you do whatever you can to write the best content that Google wants to use to show in their AI mode and show in their AI overviews. But will you get clicks? Probably not. If people see your brand in there, will they go and maybe do a direct search to your website in the future? Maybe. And that's really all you could hope for. And then there's a whole new realm of agentic experiences, agents, online agents. And Google showed this off at I/O where you could do a search and Google will basically be like, here are 3 websites that we prepared for you that you can just go ahead and click to purchase now. Google will basically recommend where you buy your product or your services and then go ahead and say, here's a buy now button to actually buy it directly from that website. Eventually, it might just do it automatically if you say, Google, buy me this. So what do? Do you build integrations? Do you build these agents into your websites? How will Google pick your little website over maybe the larger websites? Think about small travel agencies versus competing against Expedia or Travelocity. Or maybe Google will directly integrate with United, Delta, American Airlines. Who knows? What about the small mom and pop, shoe store around the corner? Why wouldn't Google integrate with them versus integrating with like Foot Locker or some massive like retailer that sells shoes? I don't know how that will work. I did ask these questions to Google. They don't really know. It's all very early right now when it comes to these agentic experiences. But it does seem like this might be the future of search and how you actually convert and monetize search. How small publishers, small websites, small e-commerce sites, how they handle this, it's unknown. It's still unknown. I don't know. But I would keep a very close eye on these agentic experiences, how they integrate with search, including ChatGPT or AI mode, AI overviews, Perplexity, Bing Copilot, all these things. It seems like that's where we're going. So change is here. You see search is changing very, very quickly, be right before our eyes. And with that, SEO will have to change with it. And the best thing when it comes to SEOs, at least the most experienced SEOs that I know, SEOs love change, they adapt to change, and they're quickest to make these changes and adapt to them going forward. So I think the best SEOs will be fine, they'll survive. But if you refuse to change and you just complain the whole entire time, so it's up to you. Are you going to adapt and change with the times? Are you going to follow what this change is all about and try these new experiences and then figure out how you can get your clients in there and your own websites in there? That's up to you. But SEOs are the best at change and you'll be fine. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos, and thanks for watching.